Hello everybody, and welcome back to Allthemods 9. In the previous episode, we made our reactor facility and built up a decent way of creating power. We got a very basic reactor setup going, as well as a few machines set up for mechanism. And if you did catch that previous episode, you might notice a few changes here and there that I'll get to in just a moment. The first thing that I did was go through and actually upgrade my reactor into a reinforced reactor, because there's quite a few things that I wanted to do with the reactor itself, but unfortunately a lot of the functionality is actually tied to the reinforced reactor instead of the basic one, so I just went ahead and upgraded it. And that first bit of extra functionality that I wanted specifically was to actually hook it up to a computer craft computer, and that way we can actually see every single little bit of detail within the reactor that's going on currently. And the program that I'm using is really nice because it actually controls the output of the RF. You'll notice that we're currently generating 0, and that's because we're actually using 0. That way the reactor isn't just running all the time and wasting uranium. So this is what it looks like behind the actual computer itself. We have an advanced computer here hooked up with a networking cable, and that is just attached directly to the reactor. We have a reactor computer port just in the wall back here, and yeah, that's hooked up and feeding information from the reactor directly into the computer. On this side, I did go ahead and pretty much grinded out this ultimate energy cube. It's really not that bad. Whoops. It's really not that bad in terms of materials. This atomic alloy is a little bit expensive. If we look at it, it's reinforced alloy, which I believe is made with diamonds, and then we use obsidian dust. It's really not overly expensive. It's just a little bit grindy. We do need to use quite a few diamonds for the reinforced alloy itself. Ultimately, though, it's really not a bad process. Like I said, though, it's just a little bit grindy. So yeah, this is able to store 102 MFE, which is more than enough energy to actually create a energy buffer. And so yeah, we have that hooked up into some cables. And this is our sort of our expanded list of machines here. I did make a few crushers here. The reason I have 2 crushers here is just to make the process itself a little bit faster. So yeah, I had that working. You'll also notice over on this side, I have a few more machines. Now this is actually one combined setup. Each of these machines works in tandem together. And this is basically how I believe it's double, it could be triple, I can't quite remember at this moment. But we can actually double or triple our output. So we start with the purification chamber. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw some ore in just so that we can see the process working. So it starts out in the purification chamber, and this makes gold clumps, which in the crusher get turned into dirty gold dust. Then that gets sent into an enrichment chamber, which gets sent in, this gets turned into gold dust, which gets sent into the energized smelter, and finally smelts into gold ingots. It's a bit of a long process, but honestly, it's totally worth it in the end. And now that we have that machine running, we can actually see all of the different stats, and you can see the computer here is actually automatically updating the reactor and adjusting the exact amount of power that we need in order to run our machines, and it's keeping up pretty much flawlessly. By the way, this setup is a little bit loud. I kind of wish that the muffler mod was in this. I know that we can go into here and we can mute certain things. That might help a little bit. Yeah, I think that sounds a little bit better. So yeah, from that stack of gold ore, we got 128, which is 2 stacks. So yeah, it's a doubling process. So what I want to do in today's episode is a few things. First off, I want to kill the wither just because I haven't done it yet, and I'm gonna need nether stars here in the future. And while grinding for those wither bones for my hearts, yeah, I got a total of 100 wither skeleton skulls. So yeah, we definitely have enough to get started. I will need to go and find some more soul sand, but that shouldn't be too hard. Since this is my first wither kill in this world, I think I want to do it as legitimately as possible. So I'm just gonna find a spot here in the overworld and just fight it like a normal person would. All right, here we go. This really shouldn't be too bad. I have some pretty overpowered armor and weapons, so as long as it doesn't fly off and cause a bunch of havoc, it should be fine. All right. Where'd it go? There it is. That is one bad thing though. I don't have a good range ability at the moment. I should probably make a bow at some point. Oh, perfect. It's distracted. Come on now. Yeah, this is not working very well. Also, anytime it hits me, it has a chance to be teleported away. So it's going to be a little bit annoying. Oof. All right, I might just have to wait for it to get in closer. Here we go. Oh, I missed. Come on, here we go. Oh, and it teleported away. Yeah, I definitely need to find a way to remove enchantments because one of the enchantments on my leggings is a little bit annoying. Let's see here, where is he? There he is. Come on now. Here we go. All right, we're at about halfway now. Almost there. There we go. Nice. We even get a little bit of an extra reward from that. Looks like we just got a block of iron, not too big of a deal. So taking a look at our chapter 1 quests, we can see that we've done 2 of the 3 main bosses to unlock chapter 2. The last of which is the most recent addition to Minecraft, and that is the Warden. So I think what I want to do is actually visit the Deep Dark and try to kill a Warden. So a while back, I think it might have even been episode 1 or 2, I actually did find a Deep Dark. I'm just trying to remember where exactly I found it. It could be down here, although I'm seeing Prismarine. I don't think it was here. It might have been over near the villages. I'm not too sure. So I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time searching for one, and then, yeah, we'll have to come back then. All right, so I've done a little bit of digging around, and I think that I've managed to find at least a Deep Dark. I'm not sure if this is going to lead into an ancient city or not. But yeah, we can go ahead and take a look around and see if we can spawn a warden. That's one thing that I would like to do. I mean, I guess we do need to use that anyway. An Ortis. Interesting. Okay. So there's one other thing that we can find here in the Deep Dark, and that's going to be some Allthemodium. Now, I don't see any quite yet. We can still look at some of these barrels, though. All right, I've activated it 2 times now. Hopefully, I'm at a state where I can fight the Warden. I'm actually not sure. I don't think I've ever fought the Warden. So this will be interesting. I've definitely spawned it on accident before, but I've never actually attempted to get into combat with it. All right, and there's the 3rd time. Let's see if he spawns. Hello, Mr. Warden. Hello? See if we can activate it now. Oh. Thought I just heard it. Oh, there's a spawner here. Oh. I think I spawned it. All right, let's see. Hello there. Oh gosh. It Okay. Had a little bit of a leg spike there. Every time it hits me, it's... Is this a second one? Or is that the same one? Yeah, every time it physically hits me, it teleports away. Oof. Okay, we're doing pretty good though. Hey, there we go. Nice. Phantom Thief. Oh, I think I just spawned another one. So we got a miniature blue heart, Warden Carapace, Heart of the Deep, and Warden Tendrils. Interesting. Man, this sword is so broken. Uh-oh. Come here. There we go. Nice. Alright, so I'm just gonna look in my quest book really quick and accept the reward from that. So, looking at the raw Allthemodium ore, we can see that it can only be found in the deep dark, along the walls and ceiling. This ore needs a pickaxe of netherite tier or better to mine it. So essentially what I need to do is attempt to find some of this ore. I'm gonna look everywhere that I can possibly see that's within the deep dark and yeah, try to find it without spawning too many wardens, of course. Here we go. There's our first piece of Allthemodium. Let's go ahead and make sure that gets in the inventory so that we can accept the quest. Nice. So I'm pretty sure that this ore should be able to be used in our brand new system that we just made. Looks like it can. So it should run all the way through and give us, I believe it's double. Yep, look at that. We get 2 Allthemodium ingots. And the very first thing that I'm gonna do with this is actually make Allthemodium powder. That way we can make the Allthemodium tracking potions and get some more. And we can go ahead and combine that with 6 blaze powder, and that gives us our charm of Allthemodium site. Alright, so I'm just back now, and I'm gonna activate the charm and take a look around and see if I can actually find some more. I know that it's supposed to be really rare. Ooh, I do see a couple up there. That's good. Nice. Alright, I've taken a look around a little bit further, and it seems like there's none others, so... yeah, there was only 3 in this area in total. So, it's definitely really, really rare. So, from our little expedition there, we got a total of, well, technically 10 ingots, but we did use 1 for the potions, so we do have 9 now. So there's quite a few uses for Allthemodium. Allthemodium is pretty much like a high tier netherite almost. It's a little hard to explain. We can use it to upgrade armor. We use it in different crafting recipes, especially later on. And yeah, one thing that we can make with Allthemodium is the teleport pad. Basically, this allows us to go to 3 new dimensions: the mining dimension, the other, and the beyond. So yeah, this is pretty useful. The crafting recipe really isn't that bad either. We just need 4 Allthemodium nuggets, so we're not even using a full piece of Allthemodium for this. Here we go. And I should probably clear my inventory because I know that my backpack is, yeah, pretty full. And by the way, with the miniature blue hearts, we can actually add more hearts to ourselves, but we will need a block of netherite for each one, which is a little bit out of reach right now. It also will require another star as well, so a little bit out of reach, but yeah, we should be able to grind that out eventually. So I'm gonna find a place for this teleport pad. We do need to put it in different dimensions, so I might not even think too much about it. I know that we should be able to get to the different dimensions with waystones, similar to how we do it with the end and the nether. So honestly, I'm just going to put it down here for now and go ahead and I believe it's shift right click. Yep, there we go. And so yeah, now we are in the mining dimension, which is a completely flat world that if you dig down, let's find a decent place to do this. We will dig down for a while, and let's actually go to the 64 block version. And yeah, we can just continue digging straight down for quite a while. And basically what this is the best way to get a ton of ores. But for now, I think what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and set up a waystone here, call this the mining dim, and yeah, we can head back. We can also pick up the teleport pad on the other side, and yeah, we'll go and discover the next dimension. All right, so apparently you can't actually pick up the teleport pad, so I am going to need to use a little bit more Allthemodium, unfortunately. And I believe there's 2 more dimensions, so we are going to have to use a few more ingots, unfortunately. So we can go ahead and place it in the nether, and this will allow us to go to the other. And I got a very odd spawn point hanging from a vine. That's interesting. So the other is kind of an odd dimension. It's very similar to the nether, but just with a few differences here and there, like endermen spawning everywhere and wither skeletons. And the last dimension that we can get to is the beyond by placing one of these teleport pads in the end. And I guess the beyond is a completely void world? I'm not actually sure if this is intended or not. I've literally never been here before. Very interesting though, indeed. For now, I think I'm just going to build out a small platform and get a waystone down. Also, I apologize if this episode is a little bit ADHD, but I did actually get a enchanted book that has Fortune 5 on it, so I just want to see. Yeah, I can actually combine this with my pickaxe and get Fortune 5, which is really nice. So I want to start gearing up towards getting Allthemodium equipment. However, what we're going to need is basically the Allthemodium equivalent of the smithing template, and that's the Allthemodium upgrade, which allows us to upgrade our equipment into Allthemodium. And I'm pretty sure where this is found is actually inside of ancient cities, and we need to brush certain blocks, and yeah, they have a very small chance of actually spawning. So I'm just returning here to the deep dark and falling into a pool of lava. But supposedly this area where I found the deep dark leads to an ancient city. I just haven't found it yet, I guess, so I'm gonna have to look around a little bit and try to find it. Alright, so I found an ancient compass in a chest, so I just went ahead and followed it, and it led me directly into an ancient city. So yeah, nice. If you ever find one of those items, it's good to know it exists. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and look around here for a bit, see if we can't find something of use. I'm gonna turn on my Allthemodium site so that we can possibly find some. All right, so I found some clay here in the deep dark in the ancient city, and there we have it, our first smithing template. By the way, a little bit of a tip if you're playing along as well. These polished basalt sort of barriers on the side of like this main entrance, this main pathway, is actually where these clay things spawn. So they'll be like anywhere on these, they'll completely replace them. And yeah, it seems pretty rare, but it seems like the best way to actually find it. So I'm gonna go ahead and craft up a few of these. I do have quite a bit of netherite. I don't actually remember why or how I got so much, but yeah, we've at least got some there. So should be able to also find some Allthemodium. And I did find a little bit more at that ancient city, so I'm just gonna process that really quick. And so yeah, I should have enough resources here to upgrade my pickaxe, my helmet now. Ooh, that looks really nice. My chest plate, my leggings, and finally my boots. And man, does this look really nice. I might have to switch up my trim. I don't really like the purple with the yellow, so I'll have to find something else to go with it, but yeah, it looks so good. So I just swapped it out for lapis. I think that looks pretty good. The rainbow enchantment thingy that I do have applied, which I think I forgot to mention actually, makes it look pretty nice, but it is kind of hard to get like a consistent look on it with it constantly changing colors. Oh right, and I also went with the ward armor trim for this, just because I just got it, so I kind of wanted to see how it looked. Alright, and I'm just gonna go ahead and accept the quest for upgrading my tools, and it looks like we get an epic reward for that. Ooh, we get another netherite furnace, that's nice. We also get some more things here. We got a diamond sight potion, not too bad. But yeah, now that we have access to the mining dimension, as well as a pickaxe with no durability, I think it's time to do a little bit of mining and yeah, just kind of see what we can gather with a quick mining trip. Alright, so I just returned home after a very, very brief, probably about 5 minutes or so, mining trip. It is important to note that in the mining dimension, you do get access to the nether ores as well as the end ores, also obviously the overworld ores. So yeah, I did take a small trip down into the end section and the nether section just to kind of see what's down there. Overall, I didn't see like any netherite, for example. You also cannot find any of the sort of the end game ores from Allthemodium, like vibranium or the other one, which I definitely remember what it's called, unobtainium. So if we do want to go further down Allthemodium, we will have to go to those dimensions and find the ores there. So there's one more thing that I want to do in this episode, and that's to get into the Flux Networks mod. Basically, this mod allows you to build a wireless, basically a network for your power, and you can add in power, extract from it, and it's all done super, super well. You can do it even across dimensions. Yeah, it is a really, really simple mod that is actually really powerful. So from a quest reward, we did actually get a flux point, and we've also gotten flux dust. The way you get flux dust is actually basically crushing redstone dust with obsidian, and you have to do it down at bedrock level. It's a little bit of a chore, but overall it's really not that bad. And we just need to make flux cores, which are just made with obsidian, flux dust, and eyes of ender. I believe we're going to need about 8 or so. What we want is a flux plug, which receives energy from adjacent blocks, passively adding them to your, adding energy to your flux network. Basically, this is how we import flux into the network. So we can go ahead, make sure we get the plug as well as the points. Now, what I'm going to do with this, and this is something that I wanted to do in the previous episode, but I just didn't get to it yet. I'm going to connect this up to our energy cube and go ahead and open it up. And we want to create a new network. I think everything is fine for this. We will probably end up, we'll just make this public. We'll probably end up having a few different networks, but for now, we'll just have the Tin Starfish 99's network. A little bit of a weird name, but there we go. So that is now connected here. Let me just make sure that we are outputting energy to the top there. And now we can actually go ahead and remove these basic energy cables that are up here. Let me make sure I'm on shapeless. Now we can get rid of the windmills and get down inside here. And what we want to do is just connect the flux point up to the controller and make sure that we select the Tin Starfish 99 network, and that should begin to import energy, which it looks like it isn't. And right, I just forgot to select the network on this end, so it should be going ahead and transferring power into it. Let me double check by checking the network here. Here we go. Yep. Yeah, now our refined storage system is completely hooked up to our reactor, and we're actually now using all the power from the reactor. But I think that's where we're gonna end things for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.